What's up, everyone? It's Kara Corey here, and I've got a great, refreshing summer protein recipe for you. So coming into the summer months, it's beautiful out, and I just want something like fruity and tasty. So what I'm gonna make for you today are blue balls. Trust me, you want these blue balls in your life, and particularly in and around your mouth. So that's what I'm gonna show you how to make today. And the specialty for that is gonna be MTS Whey and blueberry muffin. It's one of my favorite proteins by MTS Nutrition, and that's what we're gonna use. So to get started, like I mentioned, this is no bake, so all you need is a bowl. We're gonna throw all our ingredients in a bowl, mix it up, and it's gonna be that quick and simple, you guys, just the way I like it. So what we're gonna do is use 2 full scoops of the blueberry muffin protein. I personally don't measure this out. I just do like a full pack scoop. So 2 full scoops in there. We're also gonna add an oatiness to it. So we're gonna add 1/4 a cup of oats. Again, just gonna measure it out with 1/4 of a cup. I like adding the oats to it. If you just use the protein, it's gonna stay a little too sticky, so the oats kind of help bind it together and give it a really nice texture. Next, what we're gonna do to kind of add some health to this recipe, a little extra boost as I've been trying to do here, is we're gonna add a tablespoon of chia seed to this recipe. Chia seed is a great source of fiber and omega-3 fatty acids, so we're gonna add 1 tablespoon today. 1 tablespoon is gonna give us 4 grams of fat coming from heart healthy fat, as well as 4 grams of fiber and a couple grams of protein there too. 1 full tablespoon. This is good to have on hand. You guys can add chia seed to oatmeal, to smoothies, to protein shakes, and it is just like chia pets. It makes things rise and expand, so it can also help fill you up a bit too. This is optional if you don't have it on hand. It's not going to make or break your recipe, but just to add some nice flavor to our blue balls, we're going to use some of this sugar-free, fat-free white chocolate jello mix, and I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of it, which ends up being about 8 grams worth. So it does add just a little bit more carbs to the recipe, but not a significant amount. All right, so next what we're gonna add is some sort of almond butter, and I'm using a caramel almond butter, but you can use whatever you want, and I went ahead and melted it. So I've got 2 tablespoons here of the melted caramel almond butter. I wanted to melt it just because I think it makes it a little bit easier to mix this all around. And then for sweetener, this is totally optional. You can add honey, agave, you name it. I've got a couple options here. I've got a Jordan's Skinny Syrups. You can find these at like a Target or a Marshall's. They have tons of flavors of those. And I also really like this Better Stevia by Now and French Vanilla. So I'm not gonna add a ton, but I'm gonna add like a, get some squirts going on in there. Alrighty then, moving on. I'm gonna go ahead and first mix this up and see what we're working with in terms of dryness. This is one of those recipes that you don't want to get it too wet too fast, all right? So you want to slowly add in milk as needed. So I've got some unsweetened cashew milk behind me, but I first want to kind of mix it in and see how it's looking. So it's going to be very dry. And then what I'm going to do is take about 1/4 of a cup of cashew milk, dump that right in there, mix that up, and see where we're at. So don't jump the gun on this with adding too much too fast. Like, take a few minutes and really see what you're working with. This is still just a little too dry, but I don't need a lot more. So I'm gonna add just probably 1/8 of a cup. Maybe I won't even add all that. I'm not gonna add all that yet, just to be safe. And stir that up. And that definitely ends up being enough milk, so I'm just gonna make sure I just continue to stir this up really well, make sure all those flavors are mixed in there. It's really easy once you've got that all mixed up. I'm just gonna take a tablespoon so I can have equal amounts of my blue balls, and I'm just gonna put them on this paper plate. And they are gonna be a little bit sticky right now, so what I suggest you do is go ahead and once you get these all made up, throw it in the freezer for a little bit just to chill. And that's actually where I like to keep them stored because they taste good just right out of the freezer. You can grab a couple and eat them that way. So this recipe is gonna make about 12 blue balls. And don't be scared, your fingers may get a little sticky while you're making the blue balls. It's totally normal. You can just lick and enjoy your fingers afterwards. So that concludes this recipe. I hope you guys enjoy it and check it out. This gives you a little extra protein, some health benefits, gives you a little different spin on blue balls. And don't forget to get all your goodies at tigerfitness.com.